A wildcard query is using a wildcard, which is the asterisk symbol, in the criteria field to help it filter for a name that you're not sure about. I know that doesn't make sense, but give me just a second. Have you ever tried to find a name within a record, but you're not sure the spelling of the name? For example, let's say that I want to look up the Disney company, but I'm not sure if it's spelled with an S or a Z. I know you can see it right here, but pretend we have hundreds or thousands of records that we don't want to scroll through to find it. So what I could do is, you recall in the Access Level 1 training videos, come up here on the Home tab to the Find group, click on the Find button, and type in what you want to find, which is, well, I know it begins with DI, but when I click Find Next, it's not going to find it because the setting here is trying to match the whole field of what I'm looking for in the customer name. And I don't have a customer name that just is DI. So I could select any part of the field within the customer name that has DI in it, click Find Next, and it finds it. Now, using a wildcard, when I click on the drop-down arrow and choose Hold Field, is that when I come after DI, because it begins with DI, and I type in that wildcard, the asterisk symbol, what's it saying here is it's saying, okay, it starts with DI, and then everything after that's wild. It could be anything. It's wild. So go ahead and click Find Next, and it does find the Disney company, the DI, and then it has additional characters after it, so it satisfies the demand here that it match the entire field, because the asterisk is saying it doesn't care about the rest of the field. It's just that it begins with DI. Well, you could look at this and say, well, why would I want to use the asterisk if I could just go ahead and click on the drop-down arrow and use any part of field? Well, that's fine when you're in the datasheet view of your query, but when you're in the design view and you want to filter for something like that begins with DI, so for example, come down here in the criteria field and I just type in DI, you know that when I go ahead and click the Run button, it's just looking for the exact match, the customer name DI. When I click on it, I don't have a customer named DI, so when I go back to the design view and I delete it, I can go ahead and use that wildcard, the asterisk symbol, DI, asterisk, so it begins with DI, and then the wildcard says, well, there's stuff that comes after it, I'm just not sure what. Hit the Tab key, and upon exit, Access goes back and it says, okay, you forgot to add the word like, and then quotes around your DI and asterisks. Fine, but it added it for me, so when I click on the Run button, there we go, it found it. I mean, if I had more that begin with DI, then they would pull here, right? But in any case, I could try to get a little bit more particular when it comes to filtering with that wildcard. And how can you do it? Well, go back to the design view. I could really try to shake things up here and say, okay, asterisks, in this case, it begins with something. I'm not sure what it begins with. And then it's got an NE in there somewhere. Then there's something after it. I'm not sure if it's a Y. So when I hit the Tab key, you've got the asterisk in front of it, the asterisk behind it, and so it's looking for anything within this field that has NE. Of course, it doesn't begin with NE. The asterisk symbol, the wildcard, says it begins with something. We just don't know what. It could be one character, two characters, one or more. So we'll go ahead and hit the Run button, and we got a few results here. There's NE in Cleaners, NE in Disney, and NE in News. Thanks for watching. Hey, as a quick reminder, if you like my video, please give it a thumbs up. You can also click on me and subscribe to my channel to get notified of the latest videos. And for great specials on my products, please see the description below this video.